what do you see AI in this space? I've gotten to where like I love you're like a human chat GPT over here, but I love like we were my kid had an earache when we were on spring break in another country, and it was like, oh, well, can he take Benadryl? What's the da da da? And I felt like I was getting pretty darn good information. What are your thoughts and how AI is going to help out the medical space?
So it's already helping some things. In particular, there are specific aspects of imaging that AI is helping out quite a bit. Breast imaging, in particular.
What, it interprets the imaging?
Correct.
No way.
They there is no AI does it all.
Yeah,
There's always a human, which is appropriate right now.
sure.
But breast imaging it's the same image, right? Mammography is
Mm-hmm.
made to make the same image regardless of the breast.
Mm-hmm.
And so and you're looking for very specific things now on that image.
Yeah.
AI is very, very good at that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The identification of an image that is normal. So let's say 50% of your chest x-rays are normal. The AI can say, here's the group that I think may have something wrong with them. Human, look at these.
Oh, okay.
Okay. That's very promising.
So it could speed up
Make
and
the
be a little more
humans
efficient.
more efficient, I
Yeah.
think, is the way it's going to be.
Okay.
This idea that AI is going to take over for things, I'm really skeptical of that.
Yeah, me too.
A big part of medicine is interacting with the person who is in the room with you and
Yeah.
trying to understand what it is that they're here for. Because people lie to themselves, people lie to their doctor, people don't want to admit that things are as bad as they really are. And there's a real human aspect of teasing that part of it out. Looking at the spouse sitting in the chair with their arms crossed, looking angry at what's going on. We're a long way from AI being able to pick up those kinds of cues,
Sure.
which are really, really critically important in bringing the information in the beginning that needs to then be interpreted by AI.
Interesting. That's a unique part of medicine I never considered. So if you're a doctor talking to a patient and the mother's in the room or the father's in the room, or you're trying to get dad to quit smoking, or I mean there's a whole family dynamic that you're communicating with to try to get this patient healthy.
You better believe it.
Wow.
And sometimes that dynamic is the only thing that allows you to get the information in the first place.
Yeah, because someone's
Right?
not saying, "Hey, I drank a lot," or "I smoke a lot," or yeah, they're not
You would
forthcoming.
not believe how often it occurs
Yeah.
where a husband and wife come in for something that's wrong with the husband,
Mm-hmm.
and you say, "Okay, sir, tell me what brings you here today." And the husband says, "Oh, I'm fine."
Right.
Right? And you're like, you turn to the wife and say, explain to me what it is that's actually wrong with him.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Because guys, we don't want to admit anything's wrong ever.
Yeah.
And it's funny, you'll get all the way into the office and say, oh no, there's nothing wrong. I'm great.
We're good.
Yeah. And it turns out that they're about to have, a life threatening heart attack or something, and they're having chest pain. And okay, we're going to send you to the emergency room now, that kind of thing. It happens all the time, right? So the idea that AI can help us interpret information that we gather, to me, that's a great one.
Cool.
Okay. The ability to help a physician take a set of symptoms and physical findings on exam and say, here's a list of things that we think we ought to be considering. Good doctors are doing that already.
Mm-hmm.
And they tailor the next questions to things that are on that list. AI can definitely help with that. The documentation
Mm-hmm.
that is such a pain, AI really needs to take that over.
Yeah. I
Okay.
can see that.
That should happen. And then the finding of things that are lurking that may not be obvious.
Like drugs that counteract with each other.
Drugs that interact with each other, these things that pop up in patients that are in the hospital that they didn't have when they got here. Infections, nutritional abnormalities, things that we have whole systems in place to try and counteract.
Yeah.
But those things that are coming up, the identification of those patterns over large patient sets,
Interesting.
to me, is a huge thing that AI should be good for.
Yeah, and that'd
That,
be pretty easy to implement too, I would think.
That should be available to us in the next few years, because AI, on top of the big medical informatics systems, is already a thing.
Wow.